everybody? Hey, so here it is. It's a 2010 Camaro SS. It's an L99 car, automatic. And yeah, that's pretty much what it is. Nothing special, nothing crazy. But it fit my budget perfectly, and it was a nice upgrade for me to get in terms of everything, in terms of suspension, the car itself, in terms of comforts, in terms of the motor, the transmission, everything was an upgrade, in my opinion. And it fit, like I said, it fit my budget perfectly, and I love the car. I drove a couple cars, and I don't know, this car is just, the more I drive it, the more I feel like it's more, me. And like, car people understand, like, when you say that, like, it fits you, it fits your personality, it fits, who you are, and so I got it. And at first I wasn't actually considering it. I was considering a lot of things, but 5th gen was actually, I liked them, and I liked them since they came out, and I loved the LS3 in there, and I loved the potential, and I knew like how fast these cars could be, but it wasn't my first go-to. And as I kind of weighed my options and started looking at cars and driving a couple cars, I wanted a vet at first, but honestly, the more I looked into them, for a couple reasons, I didn't actually end up getting a vet. It just wasn't really fitting to me. I'm a blue collar guy, so I drive, all my cars to work. And I work, I'm a union electrician, so I work construction all over the place. So to drive a vet every day to work isn't really that practical, especially, I have a family, so I'm picking up my daughter after work. So for me not to be able to drive my car every day, it just didn't really make sense, and on several different levels. So, I wanted to have a car that the entire family could fit in, and go to a car show. And I picked the car up in the summer, and we went to car shows all over the place. We packed everybody in there, and that was something that we did with my dad, and in his Oldsmobile, a '69 Oldsmobile. That's just something that he did. So it was just, I remember growing up and doing that stuff, and I thought it was the coolest thing in the world. Being able to take the car out there with the family and drive wherever. So that was another big reason, and so here it is. I love the 5th gen. I love this car. I would have thought I would have missed my GTO just because I put a lot of time and effort into it, but I don't. It's like the perfect replacement for that car. I feel like it fills every void that I didn't have with getting rid of the GTO. Other than being as fast, which I'm not worried about because it's gonna be faster than that, no doubt. But and it's the same type of car. It's the same two-door sports car. And it's got nice luxuries to it. It's not like a stripped down fucking Fox body that has no creature comforts at all. That you're like, oh man, my car's so cool, but you don't even have an AC. So and dude, you got heated seats, it's everything, like everything that you could freaking want. So that's what I wanted. A little bit about the car. It's, like I said, L99 car, automatic. It's got the 6L80 transmission in it, which is really good transmission. The car's pretty heavy. It's 4160 with me in it. Without me, you're talking 39 something, 3950, 3945. The car went bone stock, picked the car up, went 14.1, but listen to the conditions. It went 14.1 off the street, no tires and the conditions weren't helping at all. And so I was a little I was a little disappointed at first. I was like, okay, but I let the car cool down, let it sit for a little bit, and you know, these cars, a lot of cars heat soak stock, and a lot of that, what I'm realizing, what I'm finding out, has to do with the stock airbox holds a lot of heat in it. It doesn't allow you to pull in that cold air, so the intake air temps actually go really high. And the way the cars are tuned, when they see a certain temperature, intake air temp, it actually pulls degrees. It pulls timing in the car based off that temperature. So it could pull anywhere from 5 degrees and up. You know, so it's a good amount of power that's getting pulled out of the car because just of your intake air temperatures. So having a legit intake, a legit cold air intake, is very necessary for the car. So after letting it cool down, it went 13.6 at 102, and I was pretty happy with that, being that the car was, you know, full weight and all that. And came back, let it sit, let it cool down for, you know, a little bit, nothing crazy. My tuner, Ron Payton, he went under there, Ronster Tuning. He came to the track with me, which he always does. So I mean, that's something that very few people do. Came to the track, and we were looking at it, and you know, he didn't start tuning it, but he messed with the torque management, and he didn't totally disable it, you know, but I can't tell you exactly what he did. So that tells you right there, you know, you're not just going in there and you're disabling everything. He actually kept the torque management in between shifts. He lowered the actual amount of timing that it pulls between shifts. So we didn't disable everything, but we lowered like the tolerances that it had for torque management. Started messing with that, went back, the car went 13.2 at 106, I believe, which I was incredibly impressed about, was how much those cars were being held back based off the torque management. And having a tuner who knows what he's doing will gain you 4/10 and 4 miles an hour just from that alone, in the same conditions, 90 degrees, you know, 1,500 to 2,000 feet above sea level. I can't remember exactly, but I was really very impressed. And the car was 100% stock. Other than that, that was pretty much, I want to just stick to what the car did, 100% stock. So I want to thank Ronster Tuning. He always comes out and helps. If you guys have any questions about, if you're in the tri-state area, like near New Jersey, just hit me up, or Ronster Tuning on Facebook if you guys are interested. He goes above and beyond to help anybody. And other than that, we're going to go to the dyno next, and we're going to see what the car puts down in stock form before we start modding. But before we do that, if you like the videos, if you are interested in following the build, like, share, subscribe, and stay tuned, because I'm pretty excited about seeing how the car does, and hopefully, you know, I can show, you know, pretty much everybody else what it can do. And if you're interested, stay tuned. So that's pretty much it. So let's go to the dyno, and let's see what it puts down.